Hi, this is Rick Mason, the executive producer and host for Issues Television Talk Show. Check us out each and every Saturday morning at 6:30 a.m. on CW and Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on My Mississippi. And again, thanks for tuning in to Issues Television Talk Show. If you have an issue, email us at issuestelevisiontalkshow@gmail.com or either give us a call at 662-386-6064. This is Issues Television Talk Show. And we're back for the television talk show Issues. It's been a great day, man. So many interesting interviews today. So many important people that are talking about their lives and situations that have taken place. We had Dee Ledbetter on the show earlier. We also had Lindy on the show. And of course, Johnny Hampton Sr. on the show right now. Everybody know Johnny. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rick.
New man you are. Born again, man. Congratulations on you giving your life to Christ, man. Such a beautiful thing. Again, he'll be getting baptized at Southside Missionary Baptist Church Incorporated Sunday morning at 10 a.m. But have us there about 9:45 to get you a good seat. But again, we will be there to experience that moment with Brother Johnny Hampton. Johnny, we're talking about health, life as a whole. How important is life, man?
Well, I tell you, it's very important. One thing I found out that you don't really get involved in health issues unless something really happens to you.
Hit close to home.
Oh yeah, like for me, in 82 days, I had a massive heart attack. The doctors told me they called it a widowmaker. And they was asking me, did I know what that was? And I thought I did, but they explained it to me is that you don't really, you don't recover. You usually die from the type of massive heart attack I had. And then 82 days later, I had a double stroke. It's been 3 weeks ago. I was out at Baptist and I got flown out of there to Memphis, Tennessee. So in 82 days, my health issues, it manifested. And so I started thinking that when I kept telling the doctors, I said, well, all this happened all of a sudden. And he told me, he said, no, this didn't happen all of a sudden. You wasn't paying attention to what your body was telling you, because I was already on high blood pressure medicine, I was on diabetes medicine, and then I was skipping out and wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. But that second, that stroke, started in my chest and then went to my head. And my hand twisted, my feet twisted. I was on my way to go and get some concrete because I was building something in my backyard. And I was right around the corner. And my health and all this stuff had started flashing before my eyes. And it took me 8 to 10 minutes to get back to where my daughter, because in my mind it's telling me get home, and everybody said, well, Johnny, why didn't you just call 911?
Your mind wasn't thinking.
Yeah, my mind was thinking, and then on top of that,
and then you was too close to home too.
Yeah, and the thing about it, once that stroke took place, my leg twisted, my hand twisted.
And all this
I couldn't
didn't communicate.
Yeah, I couldn't use my phone. And I couldn't figure out how to drive my truck. I'm sitting there looking at the truck.
Trying to figure out how to put it in drive.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, my hand kind of came back and it gave me enough wherewithal to drive that truck. But when I got back, my daughter was in the house. And when I came through the door, my face had twisted. And my hand was already twisted. When I was sitting down, it twisted up again. And so my daughter and them said, come on, Dad, come on. They got me in the truck. And they called 911, and when I got there, and when I got to the hospital, I already knew that I had been having situation issues anyway. And in about 30 minutes, I was in the helicopter on the way to Memphis. And so, like I said, until this actually happened to you, and then I started reading and learning stuff, we as black men,
afraid of the doctor for one.
Oh,
that might have been your fear too, the reason why I slipped.
GTA, it's so simple and so easy to drive up and through Precision Tuned Auto Care. And guess what? They're jump starting the 2023 year off with exciting deals and various car repair specials to get you hitting on all cylinders. Come on by and see Robert and the crew today for all your automobile needs. They service all makes and models, new and old. They also offer oil changes, tune-ups, brake repair, AC and heat repair, shocks, struts, check engine lights, scare. They do it all. Plus, they're currently taking applications for experienced lube technicians, experienced automotive technicians. Must have at least 2 years experience. Certifications are a plus. They offer competitive pay, 40 hours plus, overtime if desired, paid holidays off, paid vacation time after 1 year, health, vision, and dental insurance. Precision Tunes, located 2334 Highway 45 North, located behind Applebee's in Columbus. Call now to get the service that you deserve. 662-241-4455.
And we're back for the television talk show Issues here with Johnny Hampton Sr. And we actually started out speaking about where it all started from to where he is today. Now we're talking about the importance of men, black African-American men, should I say, are afraid of the doctors, are afraid to face the facts of what the physician might have to tell you. And we're here to help someone today. Again, we're just dealing with a plethora of things that are going on in life itself. And we were talking about men being afraid of not wanting to face the fact of going to the doctor. Your experience again.
Yeah, I mean, we got to go to the doctors, you know, and just like me and you said earlier, we shouldn't be afraid of that because, like I said, for myself, what happened to me was a wake-up call. And everybody always said, you know, with my health issues, that I was lucky. I wasn't lucky.
Blessed.
I was blessed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not supposed to be here. And I let my health issues get so far that it just, you know, it caused me twice. A massive heart attack and a stroke. But now, you know, and I'm speaking as a black man that I had all my medication. I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew what I was supposed to be taking, and I wasn't doing it. You know,
hard-headed.
Yeah, and it cost me. But by the grace of God, I'm here today, having an interview with you and other people here.
Yes.
And if I can impress upon anybody, you know, we got to go to the doctor because we're at a high risk. I mean, we're high risk people, and we just got to. If I can help anybody that's listening to me today, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor because I know people that had strokes. I had a good friend that I was talking to him last Saturday, and I told him I'd be up there Monday, and he had this bad cancer going on, and I was going to be up there Monday. His wife called me Sunday morning.
In North Carolina?
In Birmingham. He was going to go to Texas, but he couldn't make it, and they had taken to Birmingham, and she called me that morning, and she said, Johnny, he didn't make it. He had passed. And I just had talked to him, saying that we went live and we was talking, he was laughing.
We can be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah. Man. And that's kind of like what you told me when we was at church, and I said, well, Rick, since you're not here, and I told you I'm gonna come next week, and then you said, no, I'm gonna stay here. If you finna do that, which I was
because again, tomorrow's not promised, and that, whoo, boy, we getting full on this show today. That was such a blessing to be able to experience you giving your life to God, which I didn't even know that you hadn't even been baptized, and probably millions of people didn't know you hadn't been baptized.
Exactly.
But me knowing me who I am in life itself, me sitting there in the congregation listening, and we're texting and communicating about what you should do, what you should not do, and I'm like, no, man, we're gonna make this happen today. God is speaking to you right now. Don't be disobedient. Follow His guidance, and man, blessings to be.
You know, I think the most prized person in the church was the preacher.
Yes, the pastor. Yes, Pastor Rayfield Evans, our pastor again, 100 Nashville Ferry Road East. Johnny will be getting baptized at Southside Missionary Baptist Church again. Man, it's a blessing, and it's worthy. Johnny, if they wanted to find you or follow you, get more information about them getting help with them, you know, to learn more about what we need to do, how can they find you?
Yeah, well, you know,
Facebook,
you can find me on Facebook, you know, and a lot of time around at the T.P. Harris Lodge where we're talking to people and stuff like that. And my thing is, we got to do something about our health issue. We can't be scared to go to the doctor. You know, me and Rick, we just talked earlier,
Yeah.
and I was the cat that never went to the doctor. You know,
Yes.
I never went and I had my medication also, but I never went, I half took it. But, you know, God showed me twice. He left me here twice.
He really showed you 3 times, to be honest.
Yeah, because I had that.
No, he really showed you 100 times. Ain't no telling what you had before now. You know, because he's very secretive about anything that goes on, and because you know when you show strength in public, you don't want to show sickness or weakness.
Exactly.
So as a man, you want to be able to carry that on throughout your life without showing any weakness, and it's understood.
Yeah, and that's something that we got to.
Mindset.
In your mindset, you got to get away from there, because I'm one of these guys like, okay, I'm tough, but nobody, you're not tougher than God.
Huh.
I'm here to tell my story and to help people, because, you know, I want to impress. I had a massive heart attack, and I had a double stroke in my chest and in my brain. So, you know,
But God.
But God, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here to tell this story and pass it on. And like I said, I got over 3,500 viewers on Facebook, and then we always doing something around at the Lord,
Positive,
trying
yeah.
to do something positive to help people out. But you got to take care of yourself, self-love. And then with God, like I said, I'm here to tell my story, and I love telling my story. The day I turned my life over to Christ, I'm getting baptized, and Sunday, and like I said, a lot of people didn't know that, but that just showed they didn't really know me. They knew of me, you know.
Yes.
And so I
That's a
feel
beautiful
good about
thing.
it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Can you look in that camera and say issues?
Issues.
We'll be back in just a moment to close this show out, man. I tell you, it's been a thick, heavy show. It's going to be a part 1, part 2 episode. I already see it now. More to come with Issues Television Talk Show. 662-386-6064, or either email us at issuestalkshow@gmail.com if you have an issue. You can look in that camera and say issues.
Issues.
We'll be back in just a moment for the television talk show, Issues.
I Heard Production. That's right, I Heard Production, located 26046 West Main Street in West Point, Mississippi. Give them a call today, 662-295-9784 or 662-542-0217. A studio space made for creative minds and creators. They also produce stage plays, short films, movies, websites, podcasts, and much more. Also Curved by Key Body Structuring. Eliminate fat, shape areas of body, tighten skin. Butt vacuum therapy increases circulation to the buttocks. Photography, videography work, Keys Visuals. Bird Town rental properties. Flip and rent houses, affordable prices. Maddie Ray's cleaning service. Mary Jane bundles. So many things under one umbrella. And it's all brought to you by I Heard Productions. Everything under one umbrella. Give her a call today for any of her professional needs at 662-295-9784 or 662-549-0217. I Heard Production.
Back from the television talk show, Issues. It's been a great day today, inspirational show, informative show, a positive show, which we always try to enlighten. But you know, if you're doing something crazy, the show is called Issues. We're going to put you out there in the right way, in a perspective way. Welcome to the show. Talk to us. What's your name? Who you are?
Thank you so much. My name is Terry. I'm here today because...
And talk up for me, because I want them to hear you.
I am an advocate. I speak out for abused men and women. I decided to speak out pretty much because 2 years ago I was in a very abusive relationship. I've always been a quiet and very private person about my relationships, but the thing that just really just made me want to speak out is because I was in a room full of very powerful people, had very powerful friends, people that cared, but I never spoke up about it. I pretty much was this pretty girl in front of everybody.
And you are a beautiful black queen.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But behind closed doors, it was a
Whole nother life.
story. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
And so when I went through what I went through behind closed doors, it pretty much allowed me to go through a spiritual awakening. It allowed me to find myself pretty much because I was what other people wanted me to be. They just looked at me, oh, you're pretty, you this, that, and the third. But in reality, I had to really just come down to it and say, who am I? I had to really just find myself. And that's what I did in that relationship. I stayed silent. I didn't speak out, and it really, really hurt. And a lot of people, I see a lot of people that advocate all over the world, but I don't see a lot of people speak out about emotional abuse. They speak out a lot
There's a
about,
difference.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's they speak out about physical abuse, but no one speaks out about mental abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and narcissistic abuse is just now taking off.
Narcissistic, let me tell you about controlling, and this don't necessarily mean a man being narcissistic, because this can go either way. Power trip.
Right.
Carry on.
Right. And that was one of the major issues in that relationship, and I learned so many valuable lessons in that relationship. And people looked at us like, oh, y'all are the perfect couple in public. She's a sweet girl. He's a very handsome man. They thought nothing would ever happen, but behind closed doors, that man was doing a lot of mind manipulation, and doing a lot of projection and things of that nature. And I knew nothing about narcissistic abuse. I was not educated on it. I did not know the level of different abuse that you can actually go through. And so once I went through it, and God finally allowed me to be isolated in a good positive way, and just go back and reflect on that relationship and see what part that I play in, because a lot of women say he did, but they never take accountability for the parts that they play in.
So do you feel that some of the things that were taking place in your abusive situation, that you played a role in it?
Yes, because I allowed it to happen.
I'm saying, do you feel that you injected the individual to do the things that they did to you? Because you say, the women always say, well, I didn't do anything. Right. Do you feel there were some things that you did to actually enhance the problem or put it in that situation?
In my personal experience, I didn't. That was a root issue that person had from their childhood. And it stimulated from his childhood on to his adulthood. He never got healed. He never went and seek the therapist or anybody that can help him, deal with that issue.
Did you guys have kids together?
Yes, we do. We have a son together also.
Okay. So did your son experience any of this that he saw you guys going through?
No, I was actually carrying him. I was carrying life for him.
Wow.
And I was going through it. I was literally going to in public places and putting makeup on my face, changing my hair, just pretty much doing everything that I could to cover it up, and people never knew I went through it. I never spoke out to my mom about it. I never spoke out to my brother about it because, in my mind, I thought it was going to bring so much confusion.
And then when you include your siblings, family members into situations and relationships, sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad, because if you reach out to your family members and say, hey, they did this, they did that,
right,
then you still with them, then that's going to be an uncomfortable situation.
Absolutely.
For the individuals who love and care for you. So what do we do now? If she's going to continue to be with him, why should I step in or step on board to rectify this problem?
Absolutely. And that's how my mom felt. She felt like, okay, if you're going to talk about it, why don't you do something about it? And what really just made me just look at it in a different perspective, because she would, it not only affects you yourself, people don't realize it affects your loved ones around you especially. My mom went through a phase where she was so stressed out because she would call me constantly, how are you and the baby doing? And she'll say, I'm so afraid that you might not be here. And that's true. That's true.
To come out and actually talk about this situation now after 2 years.
Yes, sir.
So what made you want to come out now?
Because I didn't want my son, either one of them, I didn't want that to be a generational
Curse.
I didn't want that to continue, and I didn't want them to see me, go through that and think that is the way how they should treat a woman.
Other women.
Right, and I didn't want my daughter to ever experience anything like that. So I decided to just speak out, and maybe 10, 15 years later, my daughter can see this and say that, my mom made that change.
Are these young kids or older kids?
No, my daughter is 10, and I have a 4-year-old son, and I have a 2-year-old son.
Just okay. Wow. So, how are you feeling today, right now? How do you feel?
Oh, I'm just so grateful because I could have been dead and gone. This man literally choked me, just slid me across the room. He would do anything, like whatever would trigger him or make him upset. it's kind of like when we were behind closed doors, he would take it out. If he was someone, if I caught him cheating in action, he would take it out on me. So what made me just finally walk away from the relationship was the day that he had hit against my back door of my apartment. And I was pregnant at the time with his son. And he was choking me, and I was blacking out. And I could literally see my daughter from on the side of, like on the right-hand side of me, I could see her peeping around the corner as if she's saying, like, this is it. I saw her crying, I saw her afraid, and I was like, no, this has to be the last straw. And literally when I started fighting back physically and saying, this is unhealthy, and I was like, we can't do this anymore. We have to just go separate ways because we're not getting along, it's not getting any better.
So have you sought any mental help?
Yes, definitely. And that's why I want to encourage women, especially African American women. They don't believe in therapy. They don't believe in going and seeking any kind of help in no way at all. They believe that, okay, if I go to church, then God will fix it. Yeah,
He'll fix it, but you still have to help yourself through the situation. God can do it all, but He wants you to see that He is the reason for everything. But again, you have to say self. I need to help myself as well.
You have to come to some type of self-awareness to say, okay, this is the part that I took in. Because you have to have accountability. When you go to a therapist and you talk to them, you have to realize every part that everybody plays in. Exactly. And you have to face the truth. And when you're stripped down completely and you just really look at it and you go back to your childhood and see the root of the issue, that's when you are able to uproot the whole thing and become a better person. So you know the signs and you know the symbols and you know what to watch out for, whether it's in a friendship, relationship, business partnership. You know the signs to look out, for in this, because people experience this in work environments too, where they have bosses that are narcissistic and they emotionally abuse and financially abuse.
So did you have to ever escape to a place, leave the home and go stay somewhere else at any times that you were going through this, or you always just stayed there?
I always stayed there because we had a child together and there was so many people around me in a negative perspective. It was like, okay, y'all need to work it out because you got a baby. What especially black women need to realize is, yes, you can have a child with that person. You can be married. You can have assets and everything together. But it does not mean that you have to stay with that person
And
if
accept,
they are abusing you.
Yeah.
It does not mean that. I don't care what you believe in, what are your beliefs in biblically wise. You don't have to stay there. It's not serving a purpose.
Wow.
So you have to free yourself and you have to let yourself go. And I tell women this all the time when I personally share my experience and they share their experience back with me. I always tell them, you cannot go love someone else's son if you're not here. If you do not have self-love, how can you love someone else if you don't have it?
Man, I tell you, very interesting moment. We'll be back in just a moment to close this interview out. How to find her if you want help, if you need a mentor, someone to talk to, speak to. We'll be back in just a moment with the television talk show, Issues. Ledbetter on the show today, Lindy on the show today, Johnny Hampton Sr. on the show today. Man, and now you. Man, this is so much. Are you familiar with Safe Haven for Women, Battered Women?
That's a crazy thing.
You never, and they have places for women who are dealing with what you have dealt with. Safe Haven here in Columbus, Mississippi is for battered women, children. Give you a place to stay, house you, feed you, clothe you, in any type of situation. They're open 24 hours a day. We're going to have the hotline number up on the screen as we go through this show on today. Any final remarks that you would like to leave with the people to let them know if they're going through something or having a situation, what should they do or how should they handle it?
If you are a woman right now where you are in an abusive relationship, I don't care what is your status, what your age is, what color you are, what position you hold at your job. I don't care. Speak out. Please do not be silent about it. Please speak out about it. That is why I speak so
Fluently, yes.
I want women and men, because men go through it all.
Yes, and we spoke about that on the phone. You were like, men be in abusive relationships sometimes too.
I was shocked. I did my research and I was so shocked. I remember reading an article where in March the 25th, there was a young man that was with a young lady. They were on ride. And I remember reading in the article.
In Columbus. Yes.
Where she was live with him and he fatally died.
Yes.
2 days later, somebody else's son died in the same scenario. June 28th, here in Columbus, Mississippi.
Yes. It's crazy. Even the Facebook Live we reviewed just recently in the restaurant when the domestic violence took place, when the young man were having a situation with his girlfriend and the child viewed it just like you said your kids were viewing it. The mindset of a child watching his parents or parent be abused over and over again, it's going to eventually come out. If something is unhealthy in your system, it's coming out. If something is negative in your system, it's going to eventually come out. So to say this, to say that, domestic violence is a serious thing. Mental health is a serious thing. Narcissistic is one too as well. Because me and one of my friends who was just on the show, Johnny Hampton, we talked about narcissistics and different situations like this as well, with different things that goes on. So again, men, women, if you're going through this or you're dealing with this situation, be sure to reach out for some help. Don't be afraid. None of the things that we have discussed today or anything of that nature. If they want to find you and reach out to you, you don't have to give a phone number, but if you have a social media page or something, if they want to reach out to you and find more help.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and I also have an official website, www.inspiredbyterryg.com. I am located on all social medias, Inspired by Terry G. That's G with the letter G with a girl. You can find me on all platforms pretty much, but I want to encourage you ladies, please speak out. Please speak out and don't be silent.
And again, that's Terry Gordon.
Yeah.
Man, it's been an interesting day, a long day, a great day, exciting day. We're on in 4 states, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Check us out each and every Saturday morning, 6:30 a.m. on CW or My Mississippi on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. for the television talk show Issues. Check us out inside the Ricky Smiley Morning Show each and every weekday morning, Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. for the hottest 2 minutes in radio. Can I get you to look in that camera and say Issues? Can I get you to look in that camera and say The Morning Kickback?
The Morning Kickback.
We'll be back next week, same time, same place again. D. Ledbetter, Johnny Hampton Sr., Lindy, and Terry on the up-and-coming shows that we have featured for you. Have a happy 4th of July and so many great things on the way. Again, happy birthday to my wife, Aisha Jefferson Mason. We had a great time for the Hollywood theme as well. Thanks to all the supporters and people that came out to make that day a great day. We'll check you out next week, same time, for the television talk show Issues. Thank you, dear.